Hello my friends and welcome to the 1990 Super Sedan Challenge testing video. So my friends, as you can see, we are right now on the road Atlanta circuit in BeamNG.Drive, and in this video we'll be testing all the top 20 accepted cars in this challenge, because the total number of all the cars that has participated is 51 cars, and 16 cars unfortunately got disqualified because they have broke some of the rules, and we have 35 cars left. So from these 35 cars, I have picked the best and the top 20 best cars according to the total category points. So you can calculate the 8 categories, or you can get your total category points by adding the 8 individual categories, which they are the drivability, sport, comfort, prestige, safety, and also you have practicality, reliability, and eco. These 8 category points, you can add them all together for any car that you have created in an automation game to get your total category points. And this total number will determine if your car is in the final video, like those cars that you will be seeing in a moment, or not. So have fun always. Enjoy this video and tell me in the comment section below, after you finish watching, tell me in the comment section below which one of these 20 cars do you like the most and why in the comment section. So enjoy watching, and let's have fun and test those 20 cars. Alright my friends, starting in the 20th place, scoring 307.9 total category points, is the Falcon Alopex from its 2-liter inline 5 turbo, scoring 230 horsepower and 6.8 seconds from 0 to 100. Now, as you can see, the styling of this thing looks pretty nice indeed. It's somehow subtle and sporty at the same time. The badges, the taillights, the rear spoiler, the door handles, everything looks very 90s and really nice at the same time. Hopefully the performance will be the same. The horsepower, it's not really plenty, it's only 230, but who knows, maybe it will surprise us. So this is Road Atlanta, and 3, 2, 1, go. Wow, no wheel spin at all. The gear ratios are a little bit too long. First gear up to 80 kilometers per hour. It's quite nice. First corner, suspension kept itself, and tires are grippy. Nice. Suspension lost itself, but I gained control again. So suspension, it's a little bit too much to the oversteer side, but it's good, you can control it. It's not scary, but sometimes it will bite. Alright, here we go. As you can see, sometimes it will bite. So 230 horsepower seems enough for it, for the current suspension tune. But if you want to add a little bit more horsepower to it, you need to go with a little bit less oversteering for the suspension tune, like a little bit less front camber, less negative camber. Brakes are very good. Tires grippy, also really nice. Yeah, as you can see. And I think this is all-wheel drive, and some of the power goes too much to the rear tires, which you can fix that. So 1 minute 51. No, it's not the quickest time here at all. It's 1 minute 51. I was expecting it to be a little bit faster than this, but yeah, I think I made some mistakes around some corners, but that's around it. I mean, you can get it to 150, maybe 49.9, but no more than that really. But a pretty good start indeed. 1 minute 51, pretty nice work my friend. The suspension needs a little bit less oversteering, or you can add a little bit, because it's all-wheel drive, you can add a little bit more more power to the front axle or the front differential, a little bit more, so you can correct it around corners. But pretty nice start indeed. Let's move on with the next thing. So the next vehicle, it's called the Gussuri S40. That's the name of it. This thing is in the 19th place. From scoring 308.1 total category points from its 2.5 liter Boxer 4 turbo. That's really unique. 270 horsepower, 6.2 seconds from 0 to 100. Now the styling of it, as you can see, looks very subtle, very normal, and a little bit boring, to be honest with you. It will blend in with every car on the street in the 90s very nicely. It will not be that obvious that it's a sporty vehicle. And 270 horsepower, it's not really that sporty, but it's not really that sporty in 2019, but 270 horsepower is pretty nice horsepower in the 90s. So I think job done, my friend. It's really subtle, it will blend in nicely, and it will surprise everyone on the street when you put your foot down. So let's fire it up and do a lap. Alright. Pretty nice acceleration, as you can see. First gear on 60, good. Coming up to the first corner. Oh, that's nice. The engine is very quiet. It's like if it's operated by a monk, which is really good to blend in. Silent, powerful cars are very trending these days. People love these cars, especially in 2019, because they want to be like a Tesla. You know the Tesla electric car. They are silent because they are electric, but they goes extremely hard. And people these days, they want to do the same. Some of you will disagree with me. People will say no, they want sport exhaust, sport intake. Yeah, that's correct, but people love the idea of, you know, those type of cars, very silent and deadly. Yep. If you can remember this phrase from which game, you will be a legend. Tell me in the comment section if you remember which game is this phrase from. Silent and deadly. So as you can see, speed, it's not really plenty. The fifth gear feels like an overdrive, and the brakes too are not really what you call powerful, but you can get used to them. Manual gearbox loved, which is awesome. And cross the line. 54. 1 minute 54.555. Wow, pretty special number. If the 4 turned into 5 and all of these, it's like 1 minute 5555, it will be awesome, but still pretty nice number indeed. It's not really as quick as the previous car, but it's pretty nice one indeed. This thing is very subtle and very boring looking. People won't expect to have that much horsepower, and you know, won't expect to have a Boxer 4, which is a pretty unique setup. So good work, my friend, indeed. Let's move on with the next car. Okay, my friends, so the next vehicle, it's called the Grande Muscolo, that's the name of it. NA100, that's the model name. This thing has scored 311.5 total category points. That's why it's in the 18th place. From its 3.5 liter Boxer 6 turbo, making 351.5 horsepower and 5 seconds from 0 to 100. Now the horsepower, it's been taken care of. That's really nice. The front looks very 90s, late 80s, you know, boxy looking. As you can see, not triangle, circular indicators, which is really unique. We have a fat front lip, and look at those funky rims. That's really awesome, late 80s. And then also we have square side mirrors, wipers, a roof antenna, and look at that fat vent back there, black plastic, and it looks very nice indeed, like late 80s, early 90s. And I think those are reverse lights. Oh, no, I apologize, that's because I pressed on the reverse. But yeah, I like it very much. I like it. let's see how it will perform. Traction control off, which is pretty advanced in the 90s. Traction control or electronic stability control, that's pretty advanced. Oh, so the speed, the horsepower, it's really nice. Oh, the tires are rubbish. Tires are very, very cheap and rubbish. They feel this way. No grip at all. The horsepower, it's really good, but tires are not sticking on the road at all. I mean, the horsepower, it's really nice. You put your foot hard down, you will fly. But then, when you reach a corner, you need to pray before you get to it. Look at that. You have to brake really hard. Get a grip. The horsepower is really nice. Look at the speed you are traveling, which is really nice, but tires, my friend, the tires are ruining all the fun. Oh, I need to brake early here. Come on. I mean, I have so much horsepower, no grip. I mean, 1 minute 57. How can I get any better than this? I can get maybe 156, 155 if I was extremely careful. 155.9, I think. But I mean, I can't get to the 1 minute 54 because this thing has no grip at all, my friend. The horsepower, it's really nice. The gearbox is really beautiful. The suspension tune is really also beautiful, but the tires are ruining the fun, my friend. No grip at all. Yeah, and also the brakes. I think with grippier tires, maybe the brakes will work much better, but also the brakes need some attention also. But I mean, good work, my friend. But in future challenges, test your car, make sure the grip is there. The horsepower, it's really beautiful, but you need grip, my friend. You need grip so you can get the horsepower down. So good work, my friend. Let's move on with the next vehicle. Alright, my friends, so the next vehicle is called the TABZ, or maybe TABZ, that's the name of it. The TABZ or TABZ 1990. This thing is in the 17th place for scoring 312.1 total category points from its 3.2 liter V6 turbo, making 400 horsepower and 5.1 seconds from 0 to 100. Now, as you can see, this thing looks pretty futuristic, to be honest with you. I didn't notice this before in automation game, but when I'm looking at it right now in BeamNG.Drive, this thing looks not really 90s. This thing looks like 2007, 2006. I mean, we have LED lights, we have headlights that are looking very futuristic. I love it. I really love it. If we were designing a car in 2005 or 7, I would love it. But in the 1990s, this thing feels pretty futuristic, not really 90s love indeed. But good work, I love it, but it doesn't really say 1990s. So let's see how the 400 horsepower monster will work. Wow, very laggy, and I think rear-wheel drive. So too much boost, I think it will overheat the turbo. So coming up to the first corner, it's pretty grippy. Doesn't really feel 400 horsepower, to be honest with you. I mean, look at that, foot hard down. Feels heavy. It's pretty grippy. I'm not really sure if it's rear-wheel drive or not, but Yeah, no, I'm sure. I'm pretty sure it's rear-wheel drive. So for a rear-wheel drive car, it's nice and grippy, but the engine doesn't really feel like 400 horsepower. Maybe because this thing has very huge turbos on it. I don't know. There is something weird. Look at that. 4th gear, foot hard down, and 160, 170. So now we are picking some speed. Yeah, now we are picking some speed. But before, the acceleration wasn't really that much vivid. Oh, the brakes! Oh my god, the brakes are fading! Rubbish brakes, my friend, rubbish brakes indeed. And I will tell you why. I will tell you why. Because lots of the cars that I saw on this challenge, an automation game, people went with 10, maybe 20 on the brake airflow. Why people are ignoring brake airflow? I know, because brake airflow, it will put more engineering time on the vehicle, but don't ignore it, especially on the LCV3 automation update, because it's functional. I promise you, it's functional in BeamNG.Drive. If your brake airflow is like below 70, below 60, it will fade. It will make the brakes to fade really hard in BeamNG.Drive. Even if you have massive discs and, for example, 100 pad type, right? It will fade because no airflow, no air is cooling the brakes. No ducting, the rims themselves are not cooling the brakes. So don't ignore that. As you have seen, the brakes did work-ish, but they overheated with a single lap only. That's not good, my friend, on the track. But I'm gonna accept it, so I'm gonna say nice work on the car design, nice work on the engine. The gear ratios are a little bit too heavy, and the brakes are rubbish, really. So good work. Fix it in the future. Get better luck next time, my friend, and let's move on with the next vehicle. Alright, my friends, the next beast that we have here, it's called the Mundo. The Mundo E4 402 Kuda, that's the name of it, Kuda. This thing is in the 16th place, scoring 312.1 total category points, same as the previous vehicle. Let's see, this thing has a 3.5 liter V6 turbo, making 396 horsepower and 5.2 seconds from 0 to 100. Now this Mundo design, as you can see, it's very early 90s or mid 90s. As you can see, look at those sporty vents on the side and this bit down there. I'm not really sure about it, but it's not bad at all. Also, you have like a line which looks very cool, which goes over the door handle. As you can see, we have a sunroof, we have those roof rails or whatever you want to call them, that lets the rain escape. Also the rear is looking very decent indeed. Look at those beautiful tail lights, and look at those fog or reflectors, whatever you want to call them. I think these will melt because they are touching the exhaust, my friend. The exhaust will get extremely hot, and yeah, they will melt. So I don't know if it's a design flaw, but yeah, I'm pretty sure they will melt. Also, the badge is looking very beautiful. Look at those beautiful badges back there. Let's zoom in. E402, beautiful indeed. Looking very decent and sporty at the same time. Man, come on, carbon fiber. What do you call them? Wiper blades. Come on, dude. Also, carbon fiber. It's not really appropriate. Yeah, this is carbon fiber, not plastic. I think this is plastic and this is carbon fiber, or I don't know. I'm not really sure, but yeah, this is 100%. I'm sure carbon fiber. That's not realistic, my friend. So let's see how it perform. Acceleration, good. Horsepower is good also. enjoying driving this thing, to be honest with you. It feels very balanced. Suspension is good, tires are grippy, the brakes are working, so everything is pretty perfect so far. I'm really happy with it. And it sounds really good. Listen. And brake. Oh, the brakes are very good. You can brake late. That's pretty first from the cars that we have seen before. It's all-wheel drive, obviously. The dampers are pretty soft, so this thing feels a little bit wobbly. Good, I'm pretty impressed. It's not the fastest one here, it's the second fastest so far, but it's pretty nice, it's very stable, very nice indeed. And look at that, I mean, so yeah, the 20th place is still holding the first place when it comes to track time, which is really awesome, with only 230 horsepower. That's really impressive. Wow, let's move on to the next car. Alright my friends, so the next vehicle is called the Corsair, that's the name of it, Corsair GT400. This thing is in the 15th place, scoring 312.5 total category points from its 4-liter V10 turbo, making 321 horsepower and 5.6 seconds from 0 to 100. That's really cool. As you can see, this thing is a 4-door sedan, which looks pretty similar to an 8 Series BMW from that period. I don't know, I'm not really sure. Look at those beautiful pop-up headlamps. I prefer them to be closed, especially in BeamNG.Drive, because they will look much more sleeker and better. The badges, the turbo badge on the front, the fog lights, the indicators, they look very cool. The side is also looking very beautiful, very luxurious and prestigious. The rear also, look at those beautiful tail lights. Turbo badge, V10, Corsair GT400, and the exhausts are looking very cool at the same time. I mean, it looks very decent, and it's rear-wheel drive, so who knows? Wow, very long first gear. Whoa, it's still a rear-wheel drive car, so I need to be really careful. It's not like all-wheel drive car, because all-wheel drive cars, oh my god, oops, that was a little bit off track. So because all-wheel drive cars are, you can push the throttle at any corner, and sometimes you can oversteer, but usually you will understeer or drift. But in this thing, you can drift or crash. Not in this car, in all rear-wheel drive cars, as you can see, you can oversteer or drift or crash. But so far it's really fun. It feels a little bit heavy, because it has 5 seats and very good interior, and you know, I'm not really sure if it's steel chassis or something else, but it feels heavy. The horsepower is nice, and the engine sounds good. Gear ratios are extremely long, and the brakes are rubbish. Yep, I'm not gonna restart the lap. This is a single lap. You get what you get. Brakes are rubbish because this thing is really heavy. You need more powerful brakes, my friend. But for a rear-wheel drive car, 2 minutes. I mean, this is only the difference, 3 seconds only from a rear-wheel drive car, an all-wheel drive car and rear-wheel drive car. This is only 3 seconds difference. It's good. I mean, I'm impressed. The GT400 Corsair is a really nice car to drive. It's rear-wheel drive. It's fun. Sometimes it will oversteer and bite you in the neck, but it's really awesome. Looking very cool, and of course, the engine is really powerful. I mean, I like it. I really genuinely like it. But it feels like a GT car, or I think a GT car, or maybe a premium sedan, you know, not really a super sedan. It feels like a premium, luxurious, somehow prestigious sedan. But good work, my friend, indeed. Let's move on with the next thing. So the next vehicle, which is in the 14th place, it's called the Kepler. That's the name of it, the Kepler, Kepler, Kepler Silvertone Z47 by Turbo. That's the name of it. As you can see, the body is looking very similar to the previous car. It has the elite badge, which of course you get the point. This thing looks like, you know, a prestigious four-door sedan, and the front is looking very boxy, but it's not bad at all. The rims are looking very period correct. The exhaust are sticking out as usual. Automation developers, they should make an exhaust tip which is more flush with the body. This is rubbish. I mean, no, this is not the designer fault. No, this is automation developers fault. I don't know why they want those exhausts to stick out very hard, very long. Why? I'm not really sure why. This has always been a problem with vanilla exhaust fixture. Come on, automation developers, fix this with a more flush exhaust tip. Give us another option with a flush exhaust tip. Now the rear is looking very beautiful, silver tone, as you can see, Z47 by Turbo. I mean, I love it. The design of this thing looking even more prestigious than the previous car. So let's see, where is it? This thing, the Kepler, has a 4.7 liter V8 turbo, 398 horsepower, and 5 seconds from 0 to 100. So let's see. Rear-wheel drive also long gears, of course, to prevent as much as possible of wheel spin. The V8 is beautiful. It's a little bit more grippier than the previous car, but still wants to bite, so I need to be really careful. Come on. I'm being a little careful, yes, because it's a rear-wheel drive car and it will bite at some point, so I need to be really careful with the throttle and the steering. The brakes are as usual, not really enough for the weight of the vehicle, because this thing feels very heavy, but brakes are not really enough. Now, acceleration in a straight line, really impressive. I mean, look at the gear ratios are working perfectly. 200 already, which is really cool. Which is 120 miles. And brake. Yeah, the brakes are a little bit better than the previous vehicle, but they are running really hot. I mean, nearly 500 degrees Celsius. And as you have seen, this thing wants to bite, so I need to be really careful. Come on, get it home, get it home. 1 minute 54. Impressive. A rear-wheel drive car, my friend. Rear-wheel drive love indeed. 1 minute 54.172. Wow, the Kepler Silvertone, my friend, I will give it to you. This thing is a rear-wheel drive masterpiece so far. Grips nicely, it's really fun, it's really controllable, unlike other wheel drive vehicles that I made myself, or made by viewers. This thing is really nice. Good work, my friend, indeed, on making a nice drivable rear-wheel drive vehicle. Good work, my friend, indeed. Let's move on with the next vehicle. So the next vehicle that we have here, it's called the DVD DSR Turbo. This thing is in the 13th place, scoring 314.9 total category points from its 2.5 liter inline 5 turbo, making 332 horsepower. So the horsepower is really good, but there is a little problem with it, or a huge problem. The 0 to 100 time is 8.2 seconds. 8.2. the slowest car from 0 to 100 in this challenge. I mean, all the other cars are faster from 0 to 100 time, but this is by far the slowest from 0 to 100. So let's see. Wow, look at that. This thing bogs down even on regular tarmac. So the gear ratios are not bad, but this thing bogs down really hard. So the next vehicle, my friends, that we have here is called the DSR Turbo. That's the name of it. This thing has scored 314.9, which is in the 13th place. This thing has 332 horsepower. So the horsepower, it's really good, but there is a big problem with it, a big fat problem with it, which is the 0 to 100 time. 8.2 seconds from 0 to 100, the slowest car from 0 to 100 in this challenge, which is very, very, very weird. And the gear ratios are responsible for that. Also the tires, the tire width, the width of the tires is responsible for that. The engine is good, the engine is really good, but the gear ratios and the tires together, they are ruining the 0 to 100 time. Also the final drive, is also ruining the gear ratio, because the maker of this car, the designer of this car, he wants this thing to go as fast as possible when it comes to top speed, and he completely ignored the 0 to 100 time, unfortunately. But the design of this thing looks like, I don't know, it looks like, you know, 90s Mercedes, you know, look at those, you know, circular headlights, the grille and the circular badge in the middle. Looks like a 90s Mercedes. Also the side is looking somehow Mercedes-Benz-ish. The rear, unique on its own. DVD DSR Turbo, as you can see, single exhaust pipe. So let's see. I don't know, this is not 8 seconds. This is not 8 seconds. I don't know how automation game tests 0 to 100 time. Wow, tires are rubbish. Tires are really cheap, feels cheap on the first corner. But yeah, also here I couldn't go to the midsection of the corner. Tires are really feel like really ungrippy. But as you have seen, the acceleration was not like 8.2 seconds, it was quick. I don't know how automation calculates the 0 to 100 acceleration. But I really don't think that in automation game, you know, they rev the engine and then drop the clutch. No, I really don't think that. I think they calculate like the acceleration from, like, you know, stand still, put your foot hard down and see how it goes, not dropping the clutch. But it's good, doesn't feel bad at all, except for the, you know, the grip is rubbish, the grip is really bad. But the horsepower is nice, gear ratios are acceptably good, engine is quiet. Now brakes. Brakes and the tires together are rubbish. No, I'm not gonna restart the lap. It's a single lap. You get what you get. This is realistic, my friend. No editing, nothing. Yep. Tires are rubbish, which also affect the braking power. 1 minute 58.8. It's not the slowest car here, but unfortunately the tires are ruining the fun. Also the acceleration, it's not bad, but according to automation game it's 8.2 seconds, so you need to fix that as well, my friend. So let's move on with the next vehicle, and good work indeed. Alright, my friends, so the next vehicle, which is in the 12th place, scoring 315.6 total category points, it's the Condor, the Kondor Condor C310 That's the name of it. This thing has a 2.5 liter inline 5 turbo with 302 horsepower and 5.3 seconds from 0 to 100. Now, the styling of this thing, it's pretty boxy, which is not bad, but look at those unique, beautiful looking square headlights. They are looking 1980s-ish, 1990s, which they look very, very unique. We have like a Japanese or maybe Chinese license plate, who knows. The rims are looking beautiful, door handles nice, the taillights are very, very unique, which I really like. We have an antenna, single exhaust pipe, we have a rear differential, so who knows, maybe it's all-wheel drive, so come on, go! Ooh, acceleration is pretty nice, it's really vivid. First corner, tires are grippy, which is nice, really nice. I love grip. Ooh, this thing is it's like a puppy wants to play. Really fun. It's not gonna be the quickest one, but it's definitely a fun car. Really, really fun. Wow. Having fun, I'm smiling. Condor for the win. I really hope this thing will be the fastest one because it's very fun. The engine feels very, very nice. Suspension is what makes you have fun with this thing. Suspension and the tires are working together to make the car somehow to lose control and to be controllable at the same time. I know it's not possible, but it's possible with this thing. Absolutely majestic. Round corners in a straight line, I'm not really sure. Ooh, you can brake late, I think. Yep, you can brake pretty late, which is really awesome. Floor it, shift to third, floor it again. Look at that. 1 minute 51.7. Ooh, that was very, very close. 1 minute 51.7. One of the quickest cars indeed. It's very, very close to the first car, but it's not the fastest one. I was convinced for a moment that this car would have been the fastest one, but it's definitely one of the best performing cars in this challenge. It's grippy, it's really fun, and it's really nice to drive. Everything feels pretty amazing. The tires, the brakes, the suspension, absolutely spot on indeed. Let's move on to the next car. Good work, my friend. Alright, so the next vehicle that we have here, it's called the Ascari GTO. This thing is looking very, very unique in its own special way, scoring 316 total category points and put this thing in the 11th place. This thing has a 3 liter Boxer 6 turbo making 335 horsepower and 5.1 seconds from 0 to 100. You may have seen this vehicle or maybe the coupe version of it in my previous live stream. This is the sedan version made by the same person. As you can see, it looks very, very unique in its own way. We have a rear wiper, massive rear spoiler or wing. Looks very, very somehow unique. I like it, but a little tiny detail on this thing which I really hate, which are the rims. Look at those rims. These rims are, you know, those cheap rubbish plastic covers, or on top of that, you know, cheap steel cast or whatever they want to call it, you know, rim back there. This is like, you know, those cheap plastic which you can purchase for $2, and so you can hide that black rubbish rim back there. I don't really like that because this is not a cheap base car. This is a super sedan. Super sedans means power, prestige, performance, comfort, efficiency, all these things. And all of these things never goes with that. This is on cheap basic cars with 4 cylinders and 80 horsepower. that cost like $10,000. That's it, but not on a $23,000 on 0% margin. So the dealership will even add more percentage. So it will cost even more than that, and no one will go into a dealership and pay like $25,000 and to get a high performance car with basic rims. No one will do that. All right, so that's done. Let's test this thing and see how it'll perform. Alright, acceleration, it's not bad. Short gears because all-wheel drive, you have all the grip in the world. Coming up to the first corner. Alright, not bad. Understeering a little bit. So far so good. It's not really that bad, and it's not really that good. It's in the middle so far. I'm not really impressed. I don't know, the vehicle doesn't really feel that heavy, but the engine doesn't feel that powerful. Look at that understeer action. No, I'm not really impressed, my friend. I apologize, but I don't know. The understeer kills the fun. Oh, look at that. Fifth gear, it's like an overdrive. That's not really good. I mean, I don't care about overdrive here. This is high performance vehicles, not hypermining cars. And look at the brakes. Oh man, I had so much hopes for this thing, but no, I'm not really impressed. And as you can see, the lap time will tell you the same story. Look at that understeer. Oh my god. 1 minute 56. It's not the slowest one and it's not the fastest one. It's in the middle, as you can see, in the 6th place, but I'm not really impressed, to be honest with you, because this thing understeers a little bit too hard, and also the horsepower doesn't feel, the engine doesn't really feel that much powerful really. I think the torque is a little bit too little on this thing. Also the gear ratios are too short, as you have seen on the acceleration. First gear tops at 60 km/h. That's not really good. But I don't know. I want to know your opinion about this thing in the comment section. Do you think it's... What do you think the problem with this thing? Did I miss something? So I'm sorry, my friend, if I'm being too harsh on you. It's a nice car indeed, but needs a little more touch-ups to fix it, to make it more perfect than this. Thank you so much, and now let's move on with the next vehicle. Alright, my friends, so the next vehicle has a very unique name into it, which is the Nohikai Cerbrus TT. That's the name of it. I don't know where's the name of it. Here we go. The Nohikai Cerbrus TT 5.6 liter. As you can see, we have Chinese license plate, or maybe Japanese. Let's see. So this vehicle is in the 10th place, scoring 317.5 total category points from its 5.6 liter V8 twin turbo, making 400 horsepower and 4.1 seconds from 0 to 100. So this thing is a monster from accelerating from 0 to 100. As you can see, there's like, look at those beautiful, angry, somehow sleek headlights with that beautiful front lip. The rims, black rims, the black side looks absolutely crazy and beautiful on this thing. And this, I'm not really sure if it's a vent or if it's a black line, but I love it. This thing, look at me, I'm a tough car. I have a rear wing and I have a powerful engine under the hood, a powerful V8, and I think this thing is all-wheel drive. Wow, so this thing will be a monster when it comes to acceleration. 4.1 seconds. Wow, absolutely crazy, and only 4.8 psi, so the engine is not really getting that boost. pretty nice and grippy. And the V8 noise is just magnificent. Come on, first time driving this thing, I don't want to mess it up. Horsepower, the torque is just mesmerizing. I love it. The V8 torque, especially a big engine like that, torque really helps, especially when you have all-wheel drive. You need torque, not only horsepower. Horsepower is good if when you want to push the top speed very high, but around corners you need torque, and a big fat V8 will give you that no problem. Look at that, I mean 4.8 psi, the engine is barely getting some boost and it's running like a dream. Look at that, even with a heavy gear, the torque will just keeps on going. Spot on indeed. The brakes are not really that impressive, especially when it comes to high speeds braking, but it's good. Ooh, 1 minute 47. 1 minute 47. We have beaten that car. Absolutely amazing. The first car to beat that time, which was 1 minute 51. This one has scored 1 minute 47.3. Absolutely crazy. This thing is just a masterpiece. The engine feels very torquey and very beautifully balanced. Gear ratios are the same, acceleration is beautiful, the grip is just mesmerizing, but the brakes needs, a little bit, more grippier, pad types to make it perfect. But good work, my friend, indeed. Let's move on to the next car. Alright, so the next vehicle that we have here, it's called the AGEMA, as you can see, the AGEMA, that's the name of it, the AGEMA Turbo SE. This thing is in the 9th place for scoring 319.7 total category points from its, let's see, what is it? From its 4.1 liter V8 twin turbo, making 373 horsepower and 4.5 seconds from 0 to 100, 4.5. That's really good. So the styling, as you can see, it has the same boxy body from like the previous vehicle. The front has, I don't know, those big fat long grille, as you can see, with square headlights. Not bad at all. We have a massive front lip. The rims are looking very 90s beautiful. We have a V8 badge, wipers. The side is looking very decent, and again a touch that I really don't like when it comes to 90s sedans, which is carbon fiber window trim. That's not really appropriate, my friend. Also, let's see, the rear looking pretty decent. Turbo badge, rear spoiler, nice indeed. Ooh, V8 noise, I love it. Acceleration, not bad. First corner, not bad at all. 10 psi of boost. So tires are not really helping, but it's not bad so far. Yeah, as you can see, this thing wants to understeer, which is not really a brilliant thing. The torque, it's nice because it's a V8, and 10 psi of boost will give you a nice amount of torque. The noise is very good. It's a dirty V8 noise, which I love it. Come on, corner. So far so good. The speed is nice. Hopefully the brakes will work and we can stop this thing. Brakes are good. they can stop this thing with a high speed. That's really good. .1 minute 49. Wow, that's really good. So the second fastest car that we have here. Wow, the V8s are kicking everyone's out. That's really nice. Good work, my friend, indeed. 1 minute 49.4. Nicely done. Let's move on with the next vehicle. Alright, my friends, the next vehicle, it's called the PPA S Schwarz edition. That's the name of it. This thing is in the 8th place, scoring 321.7 total category points from its 5-liter V10 twin turbo, making 397 horsepower and 5 seconds from 0 to 100. Now the styling of this thing, somehow it looks like, I don't know, it looks very similar to a Lincoln town car from the back. I'm not really sure, but it looks somehow the same. We have like a trunk lip spoiler. The rims are 90s. Let's see, the side is looking very normal. Turbo badge, which is not bad. The front, yep, I'm not really sure about the front, especially this bit in the middle. I'm not really sure about it, but it's not bad. I like this bit. I like those, the fog light, the indicator here looks very cool. This is not bad also, but this is not really impressive. The headlights are normal. We have a hood scoop. The antenna, which is here, I'm not really sure also about it. The wipers are, I mean, where are the washers, where are the vents? I will let that go. But yeah, let's see how this thing will perform. All-wheel drive, okay. Tow hook also. So the first corner was pretty good actually. The second corner not bad. Gear ratios are acceptably good. Rear tires are squeaking, a little understeer. The engine is somehow torquey. 8 psi. Get a grip. I really hate understeer. I really hate understeer. It spoils the fun. So straight line performance, not bad. Look at the tail lights. Something is flashing. So the brakes are not bad. One minute 52, as I was expecting. 5th place. As I was expecting, this thing was not really a high performance monster. It's good, it has a nice performance into it, the horsepower is good, the torque is really good, but it feels heavy, understeery, really. Some corners did understeer hard, some corners not, but it's really nice. So good work, my friend. This thing needs a little tune up and it will be a perfect car. So good work, and let's move on to the next car. Alright my friends, so the next vehicle, it's called the Aero Bulldog. That's the name of it. This thing has a 3.5 liter V8 twin turbo, 400 horsepower, 5.2 seconds from 0 to 100, and it's in the 7th place, scoring 322.8 total category points. Yep, V8 love indeed. So the styling, I don't know, I'm not really sure about the styling. Tell me in the comment section, what do you think about the styling? Because it looks like a 4-door muscle car with some sporty bits into it, like the rear spoiler, the fat black rear bumper, and also those on top. I don't know, I'm not really sure what are these on top next to the antenna. We have a roof scoop, which is, I don't know, a racing car touch-up. We have a hood scoop, which is cool actually. And then we have wipers, and I don't know what are these. What are these two? Because regular cars will have normal hoods, that will open normally, not those special racing hoods with hood clamps or whatever they call it. We have a fat front lip, fat tires, as you can see. Very nice noise. Let's see how to perform. Ooh, very short gears. 20 psi of boost. Oof. This engine, the pistons are getting hammered with boost. So this thing feels grippy, but also very heavy. This thing is not moving. Look at it. If you can look at the body of the car and the tarmac, it feels like this thing is not moving at all. I don't know, maybe it's because it's large, maybe because it's bulky, maybe because it's heavy. So far I'm not really impressed. The noise is beautiful, really beautiful, but the performance, I don't know. This thing doesn't want to stop. Yep, as you can see, it's very slow. 1 minute 57, 56, 57. Oh my god, this thing's really slow. I mean, it has a V8, it has all of the necessary bits to be a performance car, but the real performance? No. 1 minute 57.2, that's not really what you call a performance car. Look at that, 10 seconds difference. 10.1 seconds different from the first car to this car, to the Aero Bulldog, unfortunately. So, good work, my friend. Let's move on with the next car. Alright, my friends, the next vehicle, it's called the Hei Bao Dabian FIV. I think that's the name of it. It's in the sixth place. Yes, it's scoring 322.9 total category points from its 3.4 liter Boxer 6 turbo, 310 horsepower, and 5.8 seconds from 0 to 100. Now, the design of this thing, as you can see, this thing has very high ride height, which I don't like. Also, very big fat rear exhaust tip, which I'm not really sure about. Also, we have normal front doors with 1950s door handles. I'm not really sure why. Also, the rear doors are like suicide doors, which are not really appropriate. This is not a luxury car challenge, my friend. This is a 1990 Super Sedan, and the horsepower, it's not really plenty because this thing is very big, and I'm pretty sure this thing is heavy, not light at all. So let's see how it will perform. Hopefully it will be a nice car, not a bad car. So, oh my god, automatic gearbox and rear-wheel drive. I'm not really sure. 5.9 PSI only. Wow, pretty lazy engine. And soft suspension. I like the badge. The badge is very beautiful, but the car is beautiful. I'm not saying the car is bad, but door handles are 1950s, not 1990s. Also, automatic gearbox. That's a lazy gearbox. somehow it's coping nicely. It's not bad. And we have look at the brake discs, normal brake discs, normal basic brake discs, but they are acting very nicely. They are not bad at all. This thing is all over the place when you push the throttle. Automatic gearbox. So the speed is good. It's not bad really. Gear ratios are good also, not bad. Let's see the brakes. Oh, look at that, look at the front brakes. They will overheat. Yes, because they are normal discs, not drilled or slotted. And that will result with overheating, especially on the track. I mean, this is only a single lap. I was doing a second lap, yes, they will overheat immediately. 1 minute 56. I'm impressed. 9th place. I'm very impressed. I was expecting this thing to be in the 1 minute 59, but 1 minute 56.3. I am really impressed. A couple of things that I want to mention: the door handles, you need to change them. They are from 1950s. And let's see, the gearbox. It's not bad. I really don't like air automatic, especially on the track. But this thing coped really nicely. So the gearbox is good. Keep it. Tires good. Gear ratio is good. I think only door handles, and yes, the suicide doors. Yeah, change those to a regular doors, my friend. This is not a Rolls-Royce Phantom. So good work, and let's move on to the next vehicle. Alright, so the next vehicle that we have here, it's called the Lecter, whatever the name of it, Lecter GT. And this thing has scored 324.1 total category points from its from its 2.6 liter V6 twin turbo, 283 horsepower, 4.9 seconds from 0 to 100, which puts it in the 5th place. As you can see, the design is pretty subtle. It's somehow sporty from the front and the rear, but in the middle bit it's really subtle, so it will blend in. It will blend in as like a performance sedan, which is really cool. As you can see, the badges, everything is here, which looks absolutely amazing. I love it. This thing looks very cool, and the noise is good. So let's see how to perform. Acceleration is beautiful. This thing can misbehave. That's really cool. It's only 280 something horsepower, and this thing can misbehave. That's really awesome. Usually with all-wheel drive, you need like an 800 horsepower engine to make it to misbehave, to conquer the mechanical grip. But with this one, you can do it. That's really impressive. Alright, let's see. Not bad so far, I'm impressed. Engine noise is good, horsepower is good. Brakes, not bad. This thing can use better brake pads, but so far so good. Yep, that was a little off, I apologize. Let's see. Straight line performance, it's not bad really, the speed is good. PSI boost, impressively high, and brake. As I mentioned, the brakes could use, better pad type, but they are not bad. Last corner, keep it steady, and across the line, 1 minute 51.9. Ooh, that's really cool. 5th place, 1 minute 51.9. Pretty impressive. This thing is not really that powerful, but it managed to be one of the quickest cars. 5th place. Good work, my friend, indeed. Let's move on to the next car. Okay, so the next vehicle, which is in the 4th place, has scored 330 total category points. It's called the SWM 9-5 SV, that's the name of it. This thing has a 3.3 liter Boxer 6 turbo, making 320 horsepower and 6.2 seconds from 0 to 100. Now the styling of this thing is pretty unique. Check out the front, very unique indeed. Look at that, we have wipers on the front headlights. That's an amazing touch, I love it. It's pretty 1990s all the way. The wipers, everything is looking beautiful. The side, the rims, nice indeed, I love it. So let's see how to perform. Acceleration, it's not bad. Automatic gearbox, wow. So dropping neutral, drop it will ruin the torque converter on this thing, but for the purpose of acceleration I did that. So as you can see, second corner is still a pretty nice car. It's actually performing very nicely. Feels light, feels nimble, although it has an automatic gearbox, but it's keeping it nicely and tidy with every single corner. Yep. But to be honest with you, the automatic gearbox in this car feels like a normal automatic gearbox, you know, a heavy, bad gearbox, to be honest with you, because look at that, when it shifts, the gear ratios are too high for this gearbox. Because so, look at that, it will drop from 7,000 to 4,700. I mean, that's a massive drop in RPM. Look at that. So this is third gear, shifting to fourth right now. Oh, look at that, it will bug the engine down. As you can see now, the engine is becoming lazy because it's heavy gear. Not much horsepower, not much torque to move the gear, so yeah, that's the speed. The brakes also, this thing, as you can see, the brakes are somehow overheating because the brake airflow is rubbish on this car, and this thing can use better pad types. So change the gearbox, change the brakes, put higher brake airflow, and job done, my friend. 1 minute 51. As I was saying, this thing was pretty impressive, but the gearbox feels heavy. Also the brakes, I mean, I'm not complaining, the brakes are good, but they will overheat with like 2-3 laps. Yes, they will overheat, I promise you that. So more brake airflow. A manual gearbox will make this thing a monster around the track, and job done, my friend. Good work indeed. With an automatic gearbox, and you have scored the 4th place. That's a pretty good number indeed. Good work indeed. Let's move on to the next car. Alright my friends, coming up to the top 3 cars when it comes to total category points. In the 3rd place, when it comes to total category points, we have the Eagle Lumina. That's the name of it, as you can see. So this thing, the Eagle Lumina, where is it on my book, has scored 330.7 total category points from its 3-liter V6 twin turbo, making 283 horsepower and 6.9 seconds from 0 to 100. So some people will misunderstand category points. When category points are not really how fast the car is or how extremely powerful the car is. No, it's how good the car is as a car, as you know, when it comes to drivability, comfort, practicality, reliability, efficiency. All these things are in the total category points. So some people will misunderstand. Some people will say my car has 1,000 total category points, but it's only making 100 horsepower, not 1,000 horsepower. That's normal, because total category points is not about how fast the car is. It's about how good the car is as a car. So let's see how the 3rd car, when it comes to total category points, the top 3 cars, starting with the 3rd place, let's see how it will perform. As you can see, acceleration is pretty lazy, automatic gearbox. So yeah, we have a sunroof, which is a nice touch. So first corner, it's not bad really. gear ratios feels a little bit heavy. It's somehow grippy. Doesn't feel that heavy really. Yep, the gear, as you can see, the gearbox will ruin the fun. It will shift down and it will keep on a single gear and making the engine to rev fully on, which is not really appropriate, but it's driving nicely. So as a car, as the customer will buy it, he will prefer this car on top of the other cars because it's more efficient, it's more drivable, it's more comfort, it's more reliable, it's more practical, it's more safe. So some people care about these things. Not many people care about speed and horsepower. I mean, car enthusiasts will care about horsepower and torque and top speed, but normal people will care about, you know, all these 8 categories because they want their car to live forever. They want their car to be efficient and comfort and practical and drivable. So as you can see, the brakes are pretty nice. Suspension feels very nice indeed. The horsepower is too little, but I mean too little for an automatic gearbox. And yeah, some understeer is happening here. So 55. 1 minute 55, 11th place, as you can see, as I've mentioned, because the total category points, it's not about how quick the car is, it's about how good the car is as a car. So as you can see, 155, as I was expecting. So let's move on with the second best car when it comes to total category points. Good work, my friend, on building the Eagle. Alright, my friends, so the next vehicle, it's called the Lassara Vivius Sport. Yeah, that's the name of it. This thing has scored 331.5 total category points, which is in the second place. As you can see, let's see, where is it? This thing has a 3.5 liter Boxer 6 turbo, making 276 horsepower and 5.9 seconds from 0 to 100. Now, the styling of this thing looks very, very subtle. Look at the styling. I love the badge. Looks very beautiful. The headlights, the front tiny lip looks very cool. The rims, the badge on the side. I mean, it's really, really thought out and nice. Vivius S, as you can see, Lassara, the exhaust is looking beautiful. The badge, nice indeed, very subtle. We have a sunroof, so it's a pretty subtle car. It's not really a bunkers looking car, it's a very subtle sedan. So let's see how it will perform. It's a very quiet engine, also automatic gearbox. So I think you get the trend. The trend here is when you want to get higher total category points, an automatic gearbox is somehow your friend. And yeah, keeping the car quiet also will help you. So first corner is actually pretty decent. Yeah, suspension sometimes it will kill you here, but it's nice. It feels very, very nice. It will not win any cups, of course not, or any competitions, but it will definitely be a nice car to drive on the street. As you can see, the gear ratios are very long. It will shift up and it will drop the RPM really hard. So I'm not expecting this thing at all to be one of the fastest cars, but it's one of the good driving cars on the street. So what do you expect from a high total category points? Well, you can expect very, very high selling numbers. So this car will be sold with very good numbers because normal people will attend to buy it because it's good in every single way. But car enthusiasts, they may buy it, maybe not. It's up to them. But this thing will sell in very great numbers because it's automatic. Anyone can drive it. It's powerful somehow. It's very stable, very quiet. So normal families will buy this thing. It's a pretty nice car to own. 1 minute 53. 0.7. Pretty nice indeed. 9th place. I'm impressed. Better than the previous car. I like it. I really like it, and I would buy this thing. If this thing was in real life in the 90s, I would buy it because it will be a nice family car to own. It's not bad in every single way. It will be reliable, safe, practical, everything. I love it. Alright, so let's move on with the top car, the first car when it comes to the total category points. Let's move on with it and see how it will perform. Alright my friends, this is the first place when it comes to total category points. This thing, it's called the Turbo Lear Jet 650, that's the name of it. This thing has scored 353.1 total category points, which put this thing in the first place ever. This thing has a 6.5 liter V12 naturally aspirated engine, 317 horsepower with 7 seconds from 0 to 100. Now everything is good on paper, but when you look at this thing looks very weird indeed. As you can see, I don't know, look at the body shape, looks very unique, especially this bit in the back. I don't know if this is this a limo or a normal car. I don't know what is this thing. Also the rims are fitting the profile very nicely. The front is looking very unique on its own, and the rear is also very unique. So I'm not really sure about it. Tell me in the comment section, what do you think about this thing? I really don't. I'm really speechless because it looks very unique. So very quiet engine. Ooh, very lazy engine. It may be a 317 horsepower, I think, but and the torque is good. The torque is really good from a V12. But talking about a lazy car. On, shifting it manually to second, third. Oh my god, this thing is really bad on the track. On the street, this thing will be a perfect car as a luxury car, but as a super car or as super sedan, no. There is nothing super in this thing at all. This thing is a total embarrassment on the track. And I apologize if I'm being too harsh, but look at that. The suspension is very wobbly. Gearbox is just badly tuned for the track usage. The engine is very lazy. I mean, it's not even. This thing cannot even rev to 6,000 RPM. And the design, people will laugh at you if you show up to the track with this. Oh my god, look at the RPM drop. Oh my goodness, this thing is just. And brake. Stop. Doesn't want to stop because it's very heavy. 1 minute 50, I think, and we are still here. 1 minute 57.5. So as a car, it's brilliant. As a normal car, it's very brilliant. But as a super sedan, it's rubbish. It's in the 17th place. So it's not really one of the slowest. It's not really one of the fastest one, and it's not really one of the slowest car, because the slowest one was the Corsair GT400. I mean, 2 minutes. This is 1 minute 57, so it's quicker than that. But so it's not really a super sedan. Alright, so that's pretty much it. Let's pick our winner and move on with this challenge. Alright my friends, so these are our 3 winners in this beautiful 1990s Super Sedan challenge. In the first place, scoring 1 minute 47.388 is the Nohikai, that's the name of it, Cerbrus TT, that's the name of it. Congratulations my friend on creating a masterpiece when it comes to an amazing 1990s super sedan. It looks absolutely amazing and it drives like a supercar. Good work my friend indeed. In the second place we have the AGEMA Turbo SE, that's the name of it, scoring 1 minute 49.455. Good work, my friend, on creating also a masterpiece. This thing drives absolutely like a crazy car. It's very, very fun and very powerful and quick and beautiful at the same time. Good work, my friend, indeed. In the third place, which is the Falcon Alopex, that's the name of it, scoring 1 minute 51.454. That's the total time of it around the road Atlanta track. This thing is in the third place, but I consider the Falcon a very, very decent and heroic car, because this car is in the third place and the Falcon has faced V8s, V12s, turbocharged monsters, turbo V6s, and it's still one of the fastest cars in this challenge, because the Falcon, unlike those other two cars, because the other two cars has twin turbo V8s, right, massively overpowered and beautiful, but the Falcon has only a 2-liter inline 5 turbo making 230 horsepower. That's it, 230 horsepower, and it's in the third place. How heroic is that? It's very, very close to V8s. That's very, very heroic. Good work, my friend, indeed. So my friends, the prize for winning this challenge, because the NC is in the first place, I'm gonna call this car the NC. Since the NC is in the first place, you, my friend, the creator of this beautiful, amazing car, you will get to choose between these 3 amazing cars. In the first prize that we have here is of course the GT250 naturally aspirated. This thing has a 2.5 liter inline 5 engine running naturally aspirated, making 250 horsepower, and not only that, the super version, which has a twin screw supercharger pushing 300 horsepower and shooting flames also. The turbo version, as you can see, this thing is also pushing 300 horsepower, but this thing has a single turbocharger. Also a flame shooting monster. So my friend, the creator of the NC, you have to choose between those 3 cars, right? And after you choose your favorite car of these 3 prizes, the second place, which is the AGEMA, yes, the AGEMA, you, my friend, you have to pick from the 2 remaining cars. Maybe you'll have the choice between the NA or the supercharged, maybe the NA or the turbo, maybe the turbo or the supercharged, who knows. And my friends, in the third place, the Falcon, you, my friend, you'll get the 3rd remaining cars. You'll get the natural aspirated, maybe you'll get the supercharged, maybe you'll get the turbocharged. Who knows which one of these 3 cars you will end up with. So my friends, congratulations on winning this challenge. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. As always, hit that thumbs up, get subscribed, share the video if you want to share it, and of course, if you want to get those 3 cars, those 3 prized cars, if you want to get those, the link in the description below for my Patreon page. You can sign up to my Patreon page and you can download those 3 amazing cars to your BeamNG.Drive game, so you can have fun, enjoy driving them, and of course shoot flames all the way on any track or any place. And guys, don't forget, by signing up to my Patreon page, you will get a special thank you note from me, and of course you will get more than those 3 cars. You will get the V16 Queen, which is a 4,300 horsepower monster. You can get that to your BeamNG.Drive. You can get many other crazy creations like the Gladiator 1000 and drift monsters, supercharged monsters, plus 4K wallpapers, what's behind the scenes. All these things are only on my Patreon page, the link in the description below. Thank you so much. Big thank you to everyone that has participated in this challenge, and better luck next time on the 16 cars that got disqualified, unfortunately. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. I will see you very, very soon, and goodbye for now, my friends.